Today we are doing just a quick presentation on invasive species in the state of Minnesota. So we are going to just jump right in, just 16 slides. The last few are just straight up lists. So it should be pretty quick, but we're just going to start right off. This is a plant. It's called Virginia creeper, and it spreads as vines and can develop into mats. It does develop berries in the fall, and it can be highly invasive. But this one actually is unregulated. It is deemed to be native in this area. And that may be subject to, scientific studies and what have you, but this one actually is not regulated. So, so starting you off with the first one, this one actually isn't regulated. It's not deemed invasive, even though it does form exceptional mats and it will overtake any number of plants. It's not considered invasive in this area. So that's just one, and you'll see that there are native species of like grapevine as well that are not considered invasive, and those do also crawl, and they have the capacity to block out other life and things like that. So it's just starting off with that one. This one is round leaf bittersweet. This one is actually controlled. This one is prohibited. It's control status, meaning that you want to ensure that you have it under control. There are different categories of invasives. Starts with specially regulated, goes to restricted. So that means you can use it, but it's just restricted use. Prohibited control. That means that you do want to control it. If it does get out of hand, you want to ensure that you mitigate that if it does threaten other life. And then eradicate is the most most regulated, the prohibited eradicate section, and that is it is a large threat. It is invasive, 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 and you want to take it out, and it should be taken care of when you see it as soon as possible. So this one is prohibited control status, so it is meant to be controlled. You do want to treat it and get rid of it if you can. It's not the worst, the prohibited eradicate um, categorization, but it is still needing to be taken care of. And to do that, you could use herbicides. There are different techniques as well. Mowing is a suggestion with a lot of plants. Um, just ensuring if you do bring the mower, over it consistently, it might stemmy growth and keep it from developing the berries, which is how it reproduces. Obviously, the berries can be eaten by birds and then pooped out, and then it can spread that way. The berries obviously fall to the ground, fall to the earth. And it is also an invasive vining plant, so the vines would overtake and plants as well. So um, it has orange berries, you can see in the photos here. The vines can grow up to 60 feet plus, and they are both sun and shade tolerant, and they are native to China, Korea, and Japan. There is a native counterpart to the roundleaf bittersweet in the US, in Minnesota as well. Apologies, and it is American bittersweet. So the berries are a different color. They are red instead of orange. And it may perhaps some slightly other nuancy differences as well. This is bird's foot trefoil. This is actually unregulated as well. It's another weed that you will see. It is categorized as invasive, but it's not being controlled at this time. They use it actually specifically for erosion control and as livestock forage. And I think they just wanted to eliminate any awkwardness with that as a as a factor. So it's unregulated. You can use it for forage. You can use it for erosion control. It's actually a legume. And so they were talking about legumes being nitrogen fixing and specifically helpful to mitigate the effects of greenhouse gases. And so um, of course, the science there to back it up. I don't necessarily have just, and I've mentioned that in a few other presentations that I've given as well. I don't have the equipment to study that myself, but I am very interested in that as a quality of plants. But these ones are used for erosion control and livestock forage, and you can use um, effective herbicides like clopyralid, and I apologize, I don't know how to say that one. They get to be 12 to 24 inches in height, and you can see it's a legume if you look at this picture here. These are the bean stalks, essentially. So the bean stalks, and they are native to Europe, but they are currently unregulated. This is bindweed. It is also deemed highly invasive. It can overtake a number of plants very, very easily, very, very quickly. If you look at these photos, this is one that has gone to seed, and all of these, I believe, are seeds. This is all vines. You can see they've got this type of leaf here. Um, and these are all vines that have formed a mat. Very, very dense mat. All of that is seeds. Highly invasive, but they are also considered ornamental. They said that this is actually also the morning glory plant, also known as bindweed. Um, so it's beautiful, can be invasive. It is currently unregulated across much of Minnesota. It's controlled on a county to county basis. I think some of it was planted in my local area, just to add um, a quick growing green with beautiful flowers, right, right by this beautiful like tourist walk and quick spreading. So hopefully they know what they are doing. This, if you are trying to eradicate an invasive species, is just the most saddening sight you could ever possibly see if you wanted this plant gone. Um, but if you do want it gone, you can apply glyphosate. That is kind of one of the chemicals that they just say will take out anything. It can destroy anything. And so that is bindweed. So it's a county to county basis. I think I did check the website and it said that it was listed in one county a few years back. Actually, it might have been 10 years back now, but a while back. So another one that has serious potential to be a problem, but is very, very, very pretty. All right. This is buckthorn, and there are multiple types of buckthorn that are invasives in the state of Minnesota. You have common buckthorn and glossy buckthorn. It can be a shrub, it can be a tree, and the shrubs go up to 26 feet. The trees can grow up to 36 feet in height. Let's see. They like full sun, partial shade, but they also thrive in shade as well, which is why they fill in the canopy very well when they start to seed and start to grow. And so it has been argued that they can really fill in that canopy and they are a great source of the oxygen, quick growing. And there aren't a lot of trees that will thrive in the level of shade that buckthorn can thrive in. So that is something to bear in mind as well for scientific purposes. But it has seeds of blackberries that are eaten by birds, and so that can transmit them. The birds will eat the berries and then again poop out the seeds somewhere else. Um, I have actually seen buckthorn used as an ornamental at an apartment complex that I lived in, right when I was also eradicating it in a nearby location with an organization. And so it was disheartening to see that it was being used as an ornamental, but also being eradicated nearby. Um, but native to Europe and effective herbicides, you can use 2,4-D, glyphosate, imazapyr, metsulfuron, picloram, tricloper, and I apologize again. Chemical herbicides are not my first language. Glyphosate is there. That's the big one, the one that they suggest to take out a number of different species. But buckthorn is actually restricted, which means it is on the control list. Um, and so you do want to be mindful of where that ends up being planted. This is leafy spurge, and it is native to Eurasia. Apologies, some of the pictures are difficult to kind of see, but um, it is actually very pretty. It's got like a green type flowers, yellow green flowers, which is not something that you see all of the time per se. It is prohibited under the control, so it's not prohibited eradicate, but you do want, if it does spread to excess, you do want to take it out, and if you happen upon it, they don't want it spread, so you can take it out as well. Um, Effective herbicides include 2,4-D, aminocyclopyrachlor, dicamba, glyphosate, imazapic, and picloram. And it does like full sun. So that one is leafy spurge. This one is crown vetch. This one has comparable flowers to the yellow, the bird's foot trefoil, and I actually did get curious about their genetic likenesses, just because the flowers are the same shape, and essentially one plant has the pink, the other has the yellow, except the leaf structures of the green part of the plant are different. They are different. Um, so I'm just curious about how they are related, what genetic mutations there are there. If they are legumes, I have not seen as much of the crown vetch around, and so I've not been able to check out if it is leguminous. I'm presuming it would be, just because it also looks like a clover, and a lot of the clovers are in the Fabaceae categorization, if we're looking at that, which would be like a legume, essentially. But curious about this one. Used for erosion control also, and it does spread through rhizomes, so that just means the root systems branching out and then putting up more plants from the root systems underground. Um, Effective herbicides would include 2,4-D, aminopyrrolate, clapirolide, dicamba, glyphosate, metsulfuron, picloram, sulfametoron, and tricloper. And again, this is restricted, so it's not to the point where they say you must control it and you must eradicate it, but it is still restricted. And that one is crown vetch. And this one is Canada thistle. It can grow up to 6 feet, 2 to 6 feet in height. It is prickly. This one is prickly. There is an American version of it that is not invasive to the state of Minnesota. The Canada thistle is invasive, and there is a difference. And it was explained to me. I believe it has to do with how prickly it is, depending upon how you grab the plant. The prickles are slightly different between the native and the invasive. but um, this one is native to Europe, and it's often found in disturbed areas and old fields. Effective herbicides would include aminopyralid, clapiralid, and metsulfuron. And it is prohibited, and you do want to control it. If it does exist, you want to control it. Not to the point of eradication, but you still want to control it. So, and it does spread through rhizomes, so through the root systems. This one, it is wild parsnip. It is prohibited, requested that it be controlled. It is native to Eurasia, and it likes full to partial sun, with effective herbicides being 2,4-D, dicamba plus 2,4-D, aminocyclopyrachlor plus chlorsulfuron, glyphosate, and metsulfuron. And this one is said that the sap in sunlight can cause burns. It can blister exceptionally on human skin, and that I've heard that that's true. Um, I've also seen it handled very much less carefully by some professionals in the field. They do say it's the sap. I did get a little bit of sap on my face one time. I was actually working to eradicate these ones, and it turned out fine. I wiped it off right away. I obviously panicked, but I did get some water and I wiped it off my face, and it turned out okay. But it is still something you want to be conscientious of and be careful around. So, but this one is wild parsnip. It actually does have parsnip in the ground. That's the root vegetable. It's in the ground, and they have something called a parsnip predator that you take out, and that'll cut down the flowering element, the green element above ground. If you just want to leave the parsnip in the ground, that's an option. But that is wild parsnip. These are others that are specially regulated. Emmer and Tatarian maple, Emmer cork tree, Callery pears, Norway maple, and poison ivy, western and eastern varietals. Others that are restricted include winged burning bush, wild carrot, Siberian pea shrub, salt cedar, pardon me, porcelain berry, multiflora rose, lesser celandine, Japanese barberry, glossy buckthorn, garlic mustard, European alder, black locust, Asian bush honeysuckle, and Amur silvergrass. Others that are controlled for uh, prohibit for their level of prohibitedness. Canada thistle. Oh, we actually do have that one in the presentation. I apologize. Common barberry, common tansy, knotweeds, meadow knapweed, narrowleaf bittercress, non-native phragmites, plumeless thistle, poison hemlock, purple loosestrife, spotted knapweed, and the wild parsnip, which is also in the presentation. These ones are prohibited to eradicate them with the, or rather with the missive to eradicate them. Black swallowwort, brown knapweed, common teasel, Dalmatian toadflax, diffuse knapweed, giant hogweed, Grecian foxglove, Japanese honeysuckle, Japanese hops, Johnson grass, pale swallowwort, Palmer amaranth, red hailstone, tree of heaven, yellow star thistle. Are there any questions?